I get offended when you say you're the Jesus Christ of Wall Street. Where?
All right, we're making a video because at this point now I actually am convinced I am the greatest trader there is ever. And I love the fact that I'm getting calls about AMD, whether or not they should be buying it now. I don't know. You didn't like it at 350? How about 4? How about 4 or 450? How about when it broke 5? You didn't like that? 5 got you 750? 750? Who thought AMD would go to 750? Oh, I did. Not only did I think it was going to go to 750, but I think the stock's going to 10. And 10, if we get 10, we're getting 1250 on this thing. Now, I know it's hard to suggest you buy a stock that I liked at 350, trading at pretty much 100% higher from where we originally bought it. But hey, if you're trading options and you just bought the 7s yesterday or the 750s today, you don't really care about what the hell happens because you're making a ton of money. Now, what's even more crazy is that we had the FEYE. We were taking a loss on this stock. Suddenly, yesterday it was strong, showing relative strength. And this morning when the market was actually selling off for about 20 minutes. Oh, guys, you remember that? So today's low, 116.76, is your new danger zone. So every time the market tries to pull back, I want you to take note of where it pulled back to, because if we ever do break under that price, maybe a sell-off would last more than a couple of days. But more importantly, I just want to give a shout out to the guy with the unlimited funds who's still long UVXY, who's still short in the Qs. How's the AMD short working out for you? But more importantly, how's that ENDP short working out for you? Oh, what about the FEYE short? Because that can't be looking pretty good for you. This is amazing. So I've been lightening up on my positions, obviously, because I like to lighten up before I leave. I'm headed out on a worldwide cruise. I'm going to do the Magellan cruise. We're cruising around the globe for the next 20 days. And if anybody's out there thinking about coming to my house, my neighbor has a 9mm Beretta pointed right at your head right now just for thinking about that. Both my neighbors are strapped, and I told them to, give a look into the house. So if you're thinking, and there's nothing in the house that's of any worth, and if you want my television, go ahead and take it because I need a new TV anyway. But yeah, I also have gases in my house. So I have one of those fancy alarms that when the alarm goes off, a gas is released in the house and you only have 3 minutes to live. So that's the story right now. So now this day, not only is this day, and a lot of people wonder, well, if I go into your room now, you've been on such a great run, you're probably going to start sucking. That might actually be true, but at this point, I'm liquid and I'm seeing everything right and everything's going right, and now is the best time to be a part of what we're doing. And remember, it's free for a month. If I can't impress you after a month's time, then I'm never going to impress you, and you never have to pay for anything. But you know what? I'm going to allow you to hang out with me for a month. So when I get back, I think it's September 1st or 2nd, just send me an email with your phone number and I'll give you a call. As long as you're not a raving lunatic, I'll let you hang out with my guys. But there's a process here. You need to be, you need to send me an email, send me your phone number, we'll talk on the phone, and then, maybe I'll let you in. It's a private group. And you know what? Everything's working. Everything's working right now. So it's impressive. VRX today was a great trade. FEYE was a great trade. And the AMD is still a great trade. And we're thinking about even gambling on the $8 calls now. This is insane. 750s for 8 cents are trading at 35 now. So even if you missed the AMD, if today was the first day you decided to buy it, you're still kicking ass. Now, of course I think the stock's going to 10 bucks, but it's hard for me to want you to pile into a stock that was at 350 that's trading at 785 now. But, if it pulls back, starts to base out, maybe you want to get involved, but right now, you buy a little bit. The reason I had 22 positions on the other day was because every stock I was buying was moving. So I just kept buying everything in sight. I mean, I had 22 or 25 different stocks in my holdings. It was ridiculous. And every single one of them at this point worked. The only one that was down was ENDP because I bought 200 more at 23.20. So officially I'm down 10 cents on that trade on the last 200, but it's so insignificant at this point, it's comical, because this AMD, I mean, this is something that people dream of. dream. You wish you had AMD. You know, and then even when it pulled back, we got the pullback, and I said if it pulls back to around 620, that's probably where you want to get back in. Fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. And the USO trade. I mean, come on. The Glick fund is killing it. Everybody's killing it. It's a good time to be alive. Now, will the bull market... Well, I just want to point out, some guy on my YouTube video said all the longers will be punished in the worst quarter of the year that's about to come. Now, as long as we have people that are posting stupid shit like that on my YouTube videos and sending me tweets from StockTwits and Twitter that my day of retribution will come, meaning that this market's going to crash and, you know, take all my money away. They can't take my money away. And the funny thing is, this morning, I was short the Qs. And guess where we covered? Oh, I don't know. That's right. We got to our target, 1685 on the Qs, because how much lower can we possibly go when there's nowhere else to put your money? Interest rates are never going up. There's nowhere else to put your money. Interest rates are never going up. And there's nowhere else to put your money. So the market's going to keep going up. And like I said, I've raised my targets on the Dow. Dow 20,000 is just a pit stop now, kids. Remember, January 20th, 2017 at 1:43 in the afternoon, the Dow will be hitting 20,000. Now, if that actually comes true, I mean, if it actually happens at that time, on that day, you got to start thinking, maybe I do know something. But more importantly, have you noticed I've been saying how the market will never go down now since 2009? When I said the government just saved us, and I made a video with the white suit on to after the Fed minutes came out and they basically said we're never going to raise interest rates. We're pretty much going up since I made that, I think it was March of 2012 video, or maybe it was June, when I said the all clear signal had been sent. I'm in the white suit screaming on top of my lungs, and the cops are looking at me and the whole thing. It's just a phenomenal thing. And the best thing about it, there's still more to come. Why would we go down now? Because the market that I'm looking at just broke out and we just started another 4-year rally. I look at the market as a 2-year consolidation over the last couple of years that we just broke out from. And just like AMD was in a slumber for, quite a while and broke out, the stock's up, what, 200%? Why can't the market go up another 30 or 40%?
Oh, but August is gonna get you.
The same people that think August is going to be this terrible month are the same people thinking that October is going to be a terrible month, because 2 times in the last 100 years we've crashed in October. So everybody's like,
oh, October, I don't know.
Why? If we make it through August, now remember, August we had 2 sell-offs because of bullshit events. We had Ebola and a bullshit China slowdown. I think maybe we had, one of these Ukraine events. The only time you should be worried about the market is if the UVXY can go up 3 days in a row. So that's number 1. Until that event happens, that's the event you should be concerned about. If the market, and I've learned this now the hard way, if the market is going down on an event, something that they have a name for, where CNBC has to do a late night special, it's just an event. And once the event subsides, it's over. When the market's going down, you'll know, because it's an organic thing. It'll be going down because it's going down, not because of some media-driven hype event. When it's going down, the UVXY will be actually trending higher for more than 6 hours. And we will break previous day's lows. Like, we just broke the previous... No, we didn't break the previous day's lows. But now, that's why you have to look at the QQQ, because the QQQ is my market. I don't give a shit about the Dow. Even though the Dow's going to 20,000, it's not like I own the Dow. Glick Fund is heavily invested in the Qs. We got the Cisco. You got the Intel. We're heavy into the tech. Now again, that's the long-term fund. Short-term, I'm out of pretty much all this stuff. But I mean, this AMD is just ridiculous. Who would have thunk, right? Another 85 cents after the breakout. Incredible. There's no reason to be selling it. But again, it's difficult to buy a stock that, we've been talking about since $3.50. When now it's trading at $8. But if you're a gambling man and you just cashed out of the VRX and the Q puts and you want to do some gambling on some AMD 750 calls, what do you give a shit where AMD is? You just care about where it's going right now, and that looks like $8. I mean, it's $7.90 now, so I mean, come on. Now, prudent thought. Now, I have to go on like a 17-year chart to now look for where AMD is going to go. I'm not even kidding. We got to go out to maybe a 10-year chart. Let's go on a weekly basis. Your next target on AMD is $8.43. Sorry, let's be conservative about it. $8.23. And then if it breaks 8.23, you're going to 9.63. And then when you break 9.63, you're going to 10.25, which has been my target for April. I didn't think we were going to get there this quickly. I thought, AMD was going to continue to do what it had been doing, was popping, consolidating, popping, and consolidating. So this time the consolidation was only for a couple of weeks, and now we have another pop, and I just gave you my targets, so there you go. And obviously I think the Qs are going to 143, and I think the Dow's going to 20,000. All this is going to happen probably by January. Now, what I also love about the market is that if we do pull back and rally and whatever the case may be, remember this past January, how it was so terrible and everybody was saying how,
so goes January. Goes the market. So goes January. This market's dead. This is the end of it all.
Yeah, okay. And how's that 108 on the Qs? Remember I told you that would probably be near the lows of the year, and everybody laughed at me when January we went down to, 98? And I said, all right, just give it some time. You're not laughing now, are you, if you held the Qs the whole time? How about that Brexit working out for you, huh? How about the unlimited fund guys, right? How are those people doing? By the way, DWTI did go green. It's now up $1. So AMD, if it doesn't get to $8, I'd be surprised by it now at this point. But really, if you're not taking profits on a $7 stock that's up 90 cents, now you're being a little greedy. You take something off here, you're looking for 8, sure. But put a stop at 7.75 on the rest of your stock. Actually, I wouldn't even put the stop at 7.84. You want to lock into some profits here. Just phenomenal. So January/February of 2016 was very, very frightening because we had oil and people thought oil was going to keep going down. Don't you realize everything's manipulated, people? I mean, do you not realize that yet? Oh wait, I lost my train of thought. Oh right, this coming January is going to be the complete opposite of last January. So let's say we don't get to 20,000. And it's like, say, December 31st, and we're almost there. I think this January, we're going to have a 10% up move. So if we're at 19,650 on December 31st, we're probably going to be at 20,600 by the end of the month. I think it's going to be one of these absurd, I can't believe, psychopathic rallies, like 125, 250, 350. Next thing you know, we're going to be up like 1,800 points in like a 6-week span into Christmas, into the New Year. And then maybe February we take a little profits. But I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm going to continue to be able to find stocks like AMD for you. I hope I can, because there's not many stocks that fit the criteria of why I loved AMD so much. And we call it the exhaustion situation formation. It's a pattern that you see when there's nobody left selling your stock, like we saw in FCX and US Steel in February, and the KMI and the RIG and the MRO and the WMB are all the same chart patterns. That's why I like the ENDP. That's why I like the AMD, and that's why I still like ENDP. It's a lot of symbols I just rambled on. Now, if you want to know. And the funny thing about today is that I came in today short the market. Well, the Qs. I was short the Qs. I had a put spread. I wrote a bunch of puts that were expiring today, but I bought the longer term puts. And now, obviously, cashed out of the put side that was profitable because no reason owning puts. You want to sell puts, go right ahead. So we're never going down.
If I keep saying never, it's going to get me, right? It's going to get me. If you keep saying never, we're going into the worst quarter of the year.
Are we? Are we really going into the worst quarter of the year? Well, we only have about 11 more days to get through August. Now, and then September is really a bad month, and then October, everyone's afraid of a crash. If we make it through those 2 months relatively unscathed, November and December are going to be 5% months each into the January 10% month. So wherever we pull back to, we'll be up 20% by January anyway. So it's a win-win-win-win situation. Basically, you can't lose. Am I saying pile into the market right here? No. I would still wait 5 or 6 more days. See how August ends. Maybe they'll invent something new. Maybe they'll come up with fiscal cliff again, or government shutdown, or what about the terror warnings? Remember we used to sit there with the little bug in the window? What happened to the terror warnings? There are no terror warnings anymore? Red, green, orange, blue. We don't have to be worried about terrorism anymore, right? We don't have to worry about shit. Right? Twitter's going up. We don't have to worry about anything. The world is saved. AMD. How about that selling AMD, huh? Oh. You like how I call tops, right? Oh. Come on. Don't be afraid to take your profits. I wouldn't let it go below 784 here. I don't know if anybody just sold some, but this is the greatest stock market of all time. Because it's completely fake. That's the point. Now all you doomsday guys out there looking to short the market who keep saying that the bids are weak and the volume is low, so what? At the end of the day, the only thing that matters is the closing price. It doesn't matter how we got there. I know the market's got an itchy trigger finger and it wants to go down, but it doesn't. That's the reality of it all. It doesn't go down. It tries and fails, and it doesn't go down. So once again, for all you guys that are saying that this market's about to die, you're not short, so stop saying it. Let me know when you're actually short and you put your money on the line. Then I'll give you maybe an inkling of credibility. But stop calling for crashes that are never happening, especially my boy over there, Manarino or Manarinio, or whatever the hell his name is, who's been talking about an imminent crash now, and it'll be 3 years to the day in about a month from now that he's been calling for an imminent crash of the stock market. So, I don't know. I'm not seeing it, but guess what? I'm not going to be here to protect the world for the next 10 or so days, so maybe something will happen. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. How could you be, I mean, seriously, man. So the guy that's shorting AMD, right? So here, for instance, again, I've had this conversation with you once before, right? The guy that's shorting AMD and getting his ass kicked right now because he was shorting it at $5, telling me how the stock's going to be back to $2.50. Now, if I was short a stock at $5 and it went to $6, I'd probably be out of it by now. Then if it broke 7, I'd probably be out of it. Then if it broke a 5-year high, I'd probably be out of it right now. So if AMD goes to like 850, right? And then they have an earnings report where they say that they've been fudging their numbers and the stock goes back to 250, you cannot claim victory. You cannot even laugh.
Oh, how's your AMD now?
Guess what? We've been taking profits all along the way, and probably at the end of the day, none of us are going to own AMD because we've won. But for your short guys, I don't want to hear that you're still shorting ENDP or the Qs, or you're making money on UVXY, or you're short AMD, or you're short VRX, or you're short any of those stocks that I've been mentioning over the last 6 months, because I've been pretty goddamn thorough mentioning the stocks that I like. WMB, MRO, FEYE, AMD, ENDP, SVXY, QQQ. Pretty much the same goddamn list every day. So all you stooges out there that are pretending to be short, you're not. You're not. You're not short. And if you are, can I borrow some money? Because apparently, as I've been saying, you got unlimited funds. And look at this, the AMD, yeah. You can't even sell. You can't sell. There you go. I suggested to sell at 790 and 785, and it's already right back to 797. You just can't sell stocks in this market. So I'm just going to go out there right now. I don't own any AMD. We've taken it off the table. We're winners. By the way, I still own FEYE. Look at this bitch go. FEYE Fridays is even back. Why do you buy FEYE on Thursdays and Fridays? Because all these lunatics out there, including myself, think this thing's getting taken over, even though it's a worthless piece of shit. Who the hell would buy FEYE? Their software sucks. Their CEO sucks. Cyber companies don't do shit at all. Obviously, if the government of the United States of America is getting hacked, you think your Symantec or your FEYE or your Palo Alto networks is going to save your computer from being infiltrated by some Korean lunatic kid sitting in his garage hacking into us? None of that shit works. But whatever, yeah, FEYE getting taken over, let's buy it. The stock had the shittiest report ever, and it wouldn't go down. What more do you need? Like Akamai, a couple of weeks, was it 2 months ago? They came out with earnings. Oh, the Akamai, blah, 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 in the quarter, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's up 7 points since. How about the Twitter report? Yeah, well, the Twitter on the blah, 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 blah. How's that working out for you? And then you got this fucking, Akamai. What was the other one I was about to? FEYE. The company basically said, we suck, we're never going to make money, we have to lay off people so we can save our company. Yeah, there's a company you want to own. But guess what? It hasn't really had too many down days since that catastrophe because the market doesn't go down. And there's nowhere else to put your money. So people are looking for stocks. Oh, that went down a couple of points. It'll probably snap back up. And then they buy it and it goes back up. Round and round we go. Look at the $8 on AMD. You got to be kidding me. I'm going to be crying when this thing's at like $10 by the end of the day. Now I'm really crying. I mean, the $8 calls, they would have paid you to buy those about 40 minutes ago. I mean, I don't know if anybody got the 750s for 8 or 9 or 10 or 12, but they're trading at 55 now. Oh, man. Fun times. Fun times here. And remember, guys, you can hang out with me for a month. A month! Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do what I just did over the last 6 weeks, because since Brexit, since the turnaround Tuesday on Brexit, once that turnaround Tuesday came, I've been completely batshit insane on the bullish side. Batshit insane. I had only gone full retard a couple of days, about a week and a half ago. Because I was feeling like maybe I should sell, but instead of selling, I started buying more, and it started to work. Which then I realized, I guess we should just go full retard on everything. Going full retard is buying more of a stock when you think you should be selling. That's part of going full retard. And buying 10 times as much as you normally would buy. And that's even working. Rules don't apply in a bull market. Just hope and hide under your desk and pray. So far, the only stock I've sold recently that's down from where I sold it is GoPro. I sold VRX yesterday at 30.5, so that's down for now. The Qs are now back up to where I sold them, but I'm not buying these back yet. Personally not buying it back. The Glick Fund, my dad, I convinced him to go into 120. He's not hearing anything else. He's like, you said 120, I'm not selling. So I guess they're going to 120. And then if they break 120, they're going to 143 in no time. Next thing you know, we'll be talking about the Santa Claus rally. We'll be talking about the new earnings season. CNBC will be talking about what we have to be afraid of. MarketWatch.com will be talking about what we have to be afraid of.
Oh, this is the earnings season. Oh, this is the seasonality of the market. This is where we need to be afraid. Everybody bail out of the market.
Uh-huh. And like I said, what you should be doing is have a portfolio and then actively trade your portfolio. Meaning, own some stocks, but be vigilant about it. And if there's a week or a day or two where the market's weak, short the stocks that you own in another account to offset the loss for the day. Because the hardest thing to do is selling out of your stock and then buying it right back. FEYE, what's up? FEYE Fridays. How about them 1550 calls now for 2 cents? This is just nuts. FEYE Fridays. You know why I call it FEYE Fridays? Because this is a trade that was working for probably 3 years. After FEYE crashed down into like the 20s or the 30s, every Thursday and Friday there was a takeover on FEYE. I mean, seriously, for years it seemed. And it's still going. So the idea is that when is a company going to get taken over? Over the weekend, right? So Thursday you saw some buying in FEYE, curiously buying. The market was kind of weak, but FEYE was strong. And this morning, FEYE sitting there at 1490, just begging people to sell as the market was getting slammed actually in the morning. And FEYE was just sitting there going, give me some, give me some, give me some. That's called relative strength, bitches. So you buy it. It's staring you right in the face. It's as simple as that. Wow, the market's going down and this one's not going down. Let me buy it. See, that's the mistake that the young trader makes. They see a stock that's green and the market's going down, so they assume, well, let's short this because the market will catch up to it and probably it'll go down. No, bitches, it's called relative strength. You go with the one that's bucking the trend. Look at it go. Look at it go. AMD and FEYE. And VRX for that matter. What more do you need? You want to continue to trade? I love the guys that come into my room at 1:30 in the afternoon.
What do you got? Oh, what do you got? Oh, what are you doing? There's 10,000 stocks to choose from. Give me a trade right now.
Well, I don't know. We just had an option play that went from 11 cents to 50 cents. And we had another one that went from 12 cents to 65 cents. I think the day's over. Plus, we covered our short in the QQQ. It's 11:30 on a Friday in August. What the fuck are you looking for more ideas at 1:30 in the afternoon on a Wednesday in August? If your day's not already done, you're an idiot. No offense to anybody in here. But you don't have to search for ideas. They come to you. They come to you. And I don't need to go looking for new ideas. I got AMD and FEYE and VRX. Rinse, repeat, do it again. And guess what? SVXY is only down 33 cents. So if anything's going to be the next trade of the day, it's going to be SVXY. You know we're going to trade this at least one time today. And we haven't touched it yet. It's up $1.20 off the lows. Probably going to, well, here you go. Here's the 73.50 break. Let's see what happens now. But this is the best bull market I've ever seen. I've been trading since 1994. This is insane because this market has not gone parabolic. It's a steady staircase, stairway to heaven that's been consolidating, flash crashing. We've gone through so many reasons to sell and we've held on. And I don't want to hear that this one day we're just going to wake up and then the market's going to be down 7,000 points. Barring a nuclear attack or a Godzilla, Rodan, Gamera fight that breaks out in central Manhattan, I don't think we're ever going to have that day. So, just one more thing to everybody that's been doubting and sending me mail over the last 5 or 6 years. Oh, one more time. I know it's probably wrong of me. I think it's called sour grapes. But here's a big fuck you to all of you guys. So for all the guys, and I saw one of those other videos from 4 years ago, this video is going to signify the top of the market forever. It was one of those days where I was just going batshit about how the market never goes down. This is the video that'll top the market out forever. And then the next day, the market actually did get hammered. And that guy called me the biggest contrary indicator in the world. And I think he also insulted my mom. So, how you doing? What's up? So, we're cruising around the world on my dad's dime because he's still in the queues. So, somebody made money in the bull market. Oh, I don't know. Could be Big Bad Al. Big Bad Al Glick. Making loot. Now it's only on paper right now because he refuses to sell some of this stuff, but so let's pray that nothing bad happens while we're on the boat. And let's pray that really nothing physically happens because money is money, but I hear there's some hurricanes blowing through the Caribbean. We're going to have to make our way through. So I'm bringing on my own life vest and I'm bringing like I'm going to go dig up. I got a suit where I got like one of them beacons attached to it, so in case I'm floating around in the water, somebody could find me. So anyway, keep your televisions on this week. In the next 10 days, I'll be on a Royal Caribbean cruise. Hey, look at that AMD, and now I don't feel so bad. Did it get to $8 and then pull back? What did we learn about half number, whole number, kids? What did we learn? What did we learn? I'm sorry I haven't been looking at the camera this time. I'm just fascinated looking at all this beautiful green on the screen. I mean, it's unbelievable. FEYE? Really? Incredible. Yeah, I've been trading. I really actually put my first trade on in like the 5th grade. So we're talking about 1977. What's up? That's how long I've been watching the market. Bought some biotech stock I never heard of because I read about it in the Wall Street Journal. That's right, I was reading the Wall Street Journal when I was in the 5th grade. What were you doing? I was also dating girls. I'm the hippest guy you'll ever meet. Jennifer Torres, how you doing? What's up, Bridget Hernandez? My 2 first girlfriends were Puerto Rican. I think they were both Puerto Rican. That's right. I don't know why I'm telling you this story, but I'm going to end the video right now. All right, you all have a nice weekend. Bull market forever. Unlimited funds. I wish you all good luck. And have a nice day.